We're all familiar with the great success enjoyed by His Highness Sheikh Hamdan and his Shadwell operation over the past few years. But what many people don't realise is that for many of their horses, the process starts right here in Dubai. This is Dubai Stable, and for the past 2 decades or so, a select bunch of yearlings have come here to begin their training. They arrive in September, and over the next 6 months they learn the ropes, and this is where they have a saddle on for the very first time. We've been lucky enough to have been granted behind the scenes access to find out a little bit more. The day starts early for trainer John Hyde and his team, who have first lot out in the trotting ring before 6:30 a.m. A hugely experienced horseman, John has been in charge here for 18 years, having taken over from Kieran McLaughlin. There are currently around 70 horses in residence, some 60 of which are juveniles, and Sheikh Hamdan likes to have an equal mix of colts and fillies. All are bred in the purple, and the progeny of such superstar sires as Dubawi, Street Cry, Tappet, Medagliadoro and New Approach were all out in first lot, all of them impeccably behaved. The benefits of wintering horses in Dubai has long been illustrated by Godolphin, and John says that Sheikh Hamdan's youngsters benefit from the weather as well as their surroundings.
We all know the benefits of going to a nice warm climate and coming back feeling refreshed and the whole lot, and these horses get the same, you know. They're a product of their environment in a way because they got nice warm weather, they got good feed, they got great hay and the top feed that we can give them, and they have the benefit of training every day, whether it's walking, trotting, hacking. They have everything they want possibly out here.
When they arrive in September, the team wastes little time in getting the then yearlings prepared for the racing game, and their pre-training begins in the barn before moving to the lunging rings.
We let them settle down for the first 10 days and then we set about breaking them. Once they've relaxed and got in no temps and everything, I like to start getting the people about them, you know. We start twisting them inside in the stables, turning them left and right, putting tack on them, putting people on them, getting them used to all that. You know, the more they're used to that, the easier it becomes for the horse to adapt to having somebody on their back. And after about 6 days of that, we bring them down to the lunging pits, and then 2 days after they're in there, they're riding outside.
After that, it's off to the track, under the expert guidance of an international team of riders. However, John gives the youngsters as much variety as possible and makes full use of the facilities on offer.
We counted them an easy mile, and that's where they're at right now. We have probably got a select few this year that we can give a second canter to once a week where they can canter on a bit, and they're the ones that more than likely you would hope would go back and be able to run if the trainer decides. And if we want to give them a break, we can stick them on the treadmill. Sheikh Hamdan brought in the treadmill there a good few years ago, and we've utilised it as much as possible. It's, in my mind, a fantastic tool to have, you know. And we have our own treadmill room, and we got a lot of good things going on in Dubai for training horses.
Dubai Stable shares its track with nearby Red Stable, which means that all of their training is done on dirt. However, John says that this equips them well for a return to Europe, even if most of their racing there will be done on grass.
The benefits of training on the dirt over here for us is the consistency. We don't get too much rain, we don't get any frost. We have the same tractors at the same level doing the tracks every day, the walking rings, the trotting rings, the cantering tracks. And consistency is the ultimate, I think, when it comes to training anybody, you know, whether it's a human or a horse, you know.
The 2-year-olds return to Europe at the end of March and are ready to join their trainers, who have already been decided upon by Sheikh Hamdan.
They've all been allocated, and it's all a go. You know, we're just now all we got to do is just get them on those 2 planes at the end of March and send them on their way. You're always going to have the horses that just had a mishap or had issues that you'll send to Shadwell, and they'll recuperate there and go to the trainer later on. But for the most part, we'll send them to the trainers.
Over the years, the Dubai leg of the Shadwell operation has produced several superstars. 1000 Guineas and Royal Ascot heroine Qanati started out here, as did 2000 guineas winner Haft and Nayef, who won the Champion Stakes and Shima Classic, before becoming a successful sire for Sheikh Hamdan. Dual Group 1 winner Tamayas, who stands at Derrinstown in Ireland, was another to pass through this illustrious finishing school. More locally, rising stars Sheishi, Tamakas and carnival stalwart Hathek started out at Dubai Stable, and John says that watching his erstwhile chargers succeed on the track is the best part of the job.
It's fantastic when you see a horse like that coming through, you know, Nayef and Gennady and Haft and numerous others. It's great, you get a bit of fulfillment out of it, you know, you're doing this job and the trainers, it's their job to train them to win races, and that's the tough job. But for us doing this, you know, every day we go in and we worry about them still, you know, make sure he's sound and make sure someone doesn't fall off him. So then when they go back to Europe or America, we love to see the ones that make it, you know, you've been part of their education. So we get a good kick out of it, you know, everybody. And you don't get to be around this many horses that have great pedigrees and could turn out to be a star, you know. So it's wonderful to spend sometimes 6 months with them, you know, and see that star, that twinkle in their eye, whatever it is, that, you know, one day they walk out and they prick their ears and they stand up and you go, oh my God, this looks like a champion, you know, which some of them do.
Which one of you sort of had that feeling with, and he or she has gone on to be a star?
Nayef was the first one. He just was an ultimate, you know, everybody that looked at him before you would tell the pedigree, they'd say, oh my God, who's he? Haft used to do it, Gennady done it.
Despite running a global racing and breeding empire, Sheikh Hamdan is extremely hands-on and keeps a regular eye on his young stars, particularly enjoying watching them grow throughout the year.
He'll come in January to look at them, and then he'll skip February because he knows they grow in February. So he comes back at the end of February and he gets another good look at them all. And he's a great memory, he's a great eye for horses. And he sees stuff that I only see when I'm stood next to him, because I go, right, this is the opportunity I get now to walk them all out and start really having to look at them, you know. And it's, you can see why he looks at the horses that time, the times he does, you know. And he'll get a look at them before they go and send them on to the trainers.
Even with the best of educations, success on the track is far from guaranteed. But having learned their trade under the warm glare of the desert sun, this blue-blooded bunch have been given the perfect start.